And so all this happened about 3 or 4 days after waking up from my coma. I was loaded onto a life flight jet and flown back to Minnesota. And that was the moment when some of the reality was starting to sink in. I remember we got in the plane, it didn't really hit me what was going on yet. And then we took off, and the plane ended up doing a turn on my side of the plane, where I was actually able to look out the window and I could see the town of Missoula. And now I had just moved to Missoula about 1.5 years before this accident, and I fell in love with Montana. I fell in love with the mountains. Every day was a new adventure. And so, to look out that window and see this town, my life, everything I loved, disappear. I knew it was going to be a long time, if ever, that I'd be able to make it back. That was a very sad moment in my life. And it wasn't just the fact that I had to leave Montana, but I had to leave my fiance Amy behind. And because she was still living here, she still had a job here, she had an apartment she was renting, and she needed to close all that up to where she could get back to Minnesota and help me with my recovery. But that meant that there was going to be a couple, 2 or 3 weeks where I would not have her by my side. That was the hardest part of everything, was those 2 weeks without Amy by my side. I mean, I had my parents, I had my sisters, I had friends that came and visited me at the hospital. None of that even compared. Amy is the other half of my life. She's everything to me. And to not have her there, it was such an empty hole that it was terrifying, actually, not to have that comfort of her by my side. But so I got back to Minnesota, and I went to the first hospital. So now I'm at the second hospital since my accident. And the first thing that we're going to start doing for rehab was for me to learn how to breathe again.